Okay, if you're an entrepreneur, you know that authority is, well, it's everything. But what if I told you that the way most of us are trying to build it is just fundamentally wrong? Today, we are going to break down the system that the top players use to build authority, not over years, but in just a few months. This right here, this one sentence changes the entire game. The traditional advice is to just grind it out, create content for years and years, and slowly build trust from scratch. But the shortcut, the real secret, is to find someone who already has your ideal client's trust and just get them to vouch for you. Their credibility, it just instantly transfers over to you. So you've really got two choices. There's the slow path, the grind, creating tons of content for years, just hoping someone notices. Or there's the fast path, strategically borrowing credibility through what I call cosigns, endorsements, introductions. Look, you don't need to convince strangers you're credible. You need credible people to convince strangers for you. And here's our exact roadmap for today. We're going to start with why most endorsement strategies just totally fail. Then we'll break down the 3 different types of cosigns you can get. After that, I'm revealing the core framework for scoring your targets. We'll walk through some real examples. I'll show you exactly how to ask, and we're going to finish with one single action step you can take this week. So, why do so many people get endorsements that do absolutely nothing for their business? Honestly, it's because they're just winging it. They're approaching it randomly, without any kind of system. Here's the hard truth. Not all endorsements are created equal. A testimonial from a recognized expert in your field, that can change everything. But one from a totally unknown client, it does very little. And being featured to an audience of, say, 50,000 people in the wrong niche is completely useless. And, this is the big one, you can't just cold email some big name and ask them to vouch for you. The relationship has to be there first. So to do this strategically, you first have to understand the 3 distinct forms that borrowed credibility can take. Each one serves a very different purpose. First up, we've got testimonials and case studies. Think of this as your social proof engine. When a client publicly validates your work, it basically de-risks the decision for anyone else who's thinking about hiring you. This is the perfect tool for converting those prospects who are already on the fence and just need that final bit of proof that you can actually deliver. Second, introductions and referrals. This is pure trust transfer. It's powerful. When someone in your network introduces you to their connections, they're literally lending you their reputation. This is, hands down, the best way to open doors to high-value clients and partnerships that would otherwise completely ignore a cold email. And third, we have features and guest appearances. This is all about authority by association. See, when you show up on a podcast or in a newsletter or on a stage that your ideal audience already knows and trusts, you are instantly positioned as an expert worth listening to. It's absolutely perfect for reaching brand new audiences at scale. Okay, so you know the types of endorsements you can get. But who should you ask? The thing is, not all cosigns are worth your time. This is where we get strategic with a really simple scoring system. And the formula is deceptively simple. It's just credibility times audience times relationship. That gives you your total score. This one little calculation prevents you from wasting time on the wrong people and points you directly to the highest value opportunities hiding in your network. So let's break these 3 things down. First, credibility. On a simple scale of 0 to 10, a 0 to 3 is basically an unknown person, 4 to 6 is someone respected in niche circles, and a 7 to 10, that's a wildly recognized expert. Second, audience overlap. 0 to 3 means their audience is a really bad match for you. 4 to 6 is a partial overlap, but a 7 to 10, that means their audience is your ideal client. And finally, relationship strength. 0 to 3 is a totally cold contact. 4 to 6 is a light connection, maybe you've met once. But a 7 to 10, that's a strong, mutually respectful relationship. Now, once you multiply those 3 scores together, the path forward becomes crystal clear. If your score is over 400 points, you should be requesting that endorsement immediately, like today. If it's between 200 and 399, your main job is to build that relationship before you even think about asking. And anything below 200, it's just the wrong target or the wrong time. Don't waste your energy there. Okay, let's make this real. We're going to walk through 2 quick examples so you can see exactly how this framework helps you make the right call every single time. All right, let's compare 2 potential targets. First, imagine a past client. They're well known and respected in your niche. Let's say their credibility is an 8. Their audience overlap is a 9. And because you got them amazing results, your relationship is a strong 9. Now, on the other hand, think about some massive industry influencer you've never even met. Their credibility is a perfect 10, and their audience is a 9. But your relationship score? It's a 1. So, when you do the math for that past client, you get a massive score, 648. The data is literally screaming at you. Ask for a testimonial or an introduction right now. This is your single highest leverage move. Now, for that influencer, the score is just 90. See? Even with perfect credibility and a perfect audience, that near zero relationship score makes this a terrible target for an immediate request. The system is telling you, don't ask yet. Focus on building a real connection first. So here's the crucial insight, the big takeaway. Relationship strength is the multiplier that makes the whole system work. High credibility and a perfect audience mean absolutely nothing if the person doesn't know you, like you, and trust you. You just can't ask strangers for endorsements and expect a good result. It doesn't work. All right, so you've found your high-scoring target. Now we get to the part that stops most people cold. How in the world do you actually ask without it feeling awkward or, transactional? Here's a super simple 5-step framework. First, and this is non-negotiable, you must have delivered value first. Second, be specific. Don't just ask for a testimonial. Ask for one about the specific results from a certain project. Third, make it ridiculously easy for them. Offer to draft something for them. Fourth, explain why you're asking. And fifth, always give them a comfortable way out. Giving them permission to say no removes all the pressure. The key mindset shift you need to make is this. Frame your request as an act of service to other people, not as self-promotion. When you say something like, your story would really help other people solve this exact same problem, they are so much more willing to vouch for you, because suddenly it's not just about you anymore. Okay, we've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now it is time to move from just learning this stuff to actually doing it. Here is your entire action plan for this week. I want you to list 10 people, past clients, old colleagues, contacts, anyone who could potentially endorse you. Then score every single one of them using the framework we just covered. Find your highest score that's above 400 points and send them the request this week. That's it. That's the mission. Look, this isn't just theory. It is a systematic, proven way to accelerate your credibility. Your authority is already out there, just waiting to be borrowed from someone who already trusts you. So the only question left is, who are you going to ask first?